everybody, and welcome to the Tutorial Guild. My name is Katie Hampton, and I am the reason for the season. Yes, it's that time of month again. We are talking about Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I can't talk about Dungeon Crawler Carl without a lot of different people. And one of those people just happens to be our good friend, and also on the East Coast, who I forced to read this series. Let's give it up for the good old crawler, James Thorpe. Hello.
What's up, Katie? Hey, everybody out there. Listen, Katie forced me to read these books, and now she won't let me out of this guild.
It's true. There's no exit for him. Well, speaking of people I forced to read these books, I also texted this person. He's one of my husband's very best friends and amazing person and human being, and also very good podcaster. Please, everybody, welcome Aaron Hedrick.
What's up, guys? Yes, you were the straw that broke the camel's back, honestly. You know, my brother asked me, you ever heard of it? Audible always was shoving it in my face. And I'm like, that's the dumbest title I've ever seen. But then everybody kept telling me. And then you were texting me like, Dungeon Crawler Carl, you need to get on it. And I was like, fine. And I realized that when I had Audible credits, I had just bought the first 2 books because I was like, I need to use these credits. And then I finally started. I'm just a fucking addict. Thanks, Katie.
Yep. You're welcome. That's right. Going through for the 4th time for me, but that's someone who else is going through the 4th time and probably the 4.9 times. And one of our local artists here who's making some incredible original music for the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. Everyone, please give a warm welcome to Jefferson Berge.
This is not a real safe room. I just want everyone to know this is not a real safe room.
No, it is not. But I can tell you that the foot cam is active right now. And since Jefferson's in the house, we can always get a nice shot of some feet. So this show is nothing if not for the crawlers that come and talk to us. And here's a fun fact for today. Every single crawler that's joining us for this month has read through the entire series. So we're probably not going to be kicking anybody out at this point in time. So let me first introduce someone of great mystery. He used to write for Cracked and Up Rocks, and currently he's undercover. For what? We'll never know. Give it up for Andrew.
Hello.
Andrew, how many times have you read through the series?
1 time. I started at the beginning, and I finished with the last one, and I'm craving more currently.
Oh, May cannot come soon enough.
They cannot come soon enough.
I remember my first time.
Somebody who also has read through the entire series, but also has a bar in the LA area, a proprietor of the post-apocalyptic themed The Last Canteen. Everyone, please give a warm welcome to Drew.
Hey there. Thanks so much for having me. Great to be here.
Yeah, so happy that you could be here.
Yourselves. All right.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Rounds of applause. Rounds of applause. And today would not be complete without a very good friend of mine who I worked out with earlier today. She is a voice actor, director, and an amazing, hilarious human being in cat ears. Please welcome Carrie.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Hello.
My donut mug.
Perfectly themed, Carrie.
Oh, yes. Perfectly themed. So, guys, tell me, who was it that got you all started? Now, Drew, I know that you got our former guest of the show into the series, who just wanted to say hi real quick. Hi, crawlers, tuning in before I have to run for and hide from spoilers. That's true. Mm-hmm. Don't worry, we're only talking about book 1 at the moment. But yeah, Drew, how'd you get into the show? Or the
Well, yeah, I'm very pleased that Tessa got into it. We've been friends since college, but I got into Dungeon Crawler Carl because I think I just finished my 2nd reread of the Dresden Files and was lamenting I had nothing else to read. And
all right, Drew, good answer, Drew.
Thank you so much. I happened upon a conversation with some friends at an event called Wasteland Weekend, post-apocalyptic themed, and several people were very enthusiastic that I get into these books as soon as possible. And I'm glad I took them up on it because fantastic series.
Yeah, agreed. And did you read it with your eyes or with your ears?
Read it with my ears, much to my cat's lament, who you guys can't see her. She is literally on the desk right now getting pets. I don't stay still very often. And that's why, audiobooks are pretty handy when you're working out, driving. It's just
Totally.
ADHD as heck. Yeah.
Now, Andrew and Carrie, you both have read the books via your eyes. Is that correct?
Correct. Eyeballs for me. Yep.
Are you thinking about maybe listening to the books? Is Jeff Hayes in, the near future?
You know, you made a good argument today because I lent book 1 out to a friend of mine and I want to reread the series again before book 8 comes out. And so I'm like waiting for book 1 to come back to me. And you gave a good argument that I should listen to the audiobook so that didn't hold me back. So I'm considering it since I have some drives coming up. But I like reading it. I like reading a book.
Yeah. Well, I did mention earlier when we were in the green room that I believe Audible still has them on sale for $5 a book instead of $25 a book. So if you're thinking about it, might be a good time to check.
Yeah,
it
it's
out.
cheap plug.
Okay.
Cheap plug.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or you can do the sound immersion
But what if
version.
Princess Donut doesn't sound like she sounds in my head? I'm not
Oh,
ready.
that's a big thing.
That's a big
yeah.
Well,
big.
that sounds familiar because I have the same thought process. And you know what? I think every story, including a podcast story, needs a good antagonist. And I'll just go ahead and wear that cape. I don't care for the audiobook versions. I'm not a fan. I don't.
He
And
went
it's simply
for
because-
it.
And it's simply the same reason. Like when people tell me like Baldur's Gate's so great, it's just like D&D, and I'm like, yeah, well, you know what's better than that? Actual D&D, because nothing is going to replicate and create a world better than my imagination that has zero limits. So in my head, I would rather have that movie that's playing in my brain rather than something that's being screamed at me. And just a side note, Drew, I also know Tessa. She was the maid of honor at my wedding.
Wow.
and my oldest daughter's godmother. So,
Wow.
I love
wow.
it. That's it, bringing people together. I love it. I love it.
I'm creating a cabal of Drews. We'll talk off mic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad we don't have it. There can be only one mentality about Drewdom.
Oh
That's good.
no, the Drews will take over. We're good, buddy.
Okay.
All right. Well, Carrie and Andrew, what do you think Princess Donut sounds like in your head? Can you recreate it?
I can't recreate it, but Catherine O'Hara.
Oh,
yeah.
Which version?
Moira Rose, but
Rose?
also at times, I can't remember her character, but her character in Best in Show, kind of a.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
God loves a
I
terrier.
guess in my mind,
Exactly.
she's a bit more towards like Mia Farrow. She's just, Carl, please. Oh, well, that's what it. She has like a little bit more purry and breathy and less harsh. I think she has a really adorable voice, and she says horrible things from a very, very cute, adorable voice.
Hold
can
the cheese,
you-
Carl.
Yeah, can you guys give me that? Can you give me that in your best voice that you think?
Oh my God.
Well, the cheese, Carl.
Wait,
You're supposed to fold the cheese, Carl.
I don't have some
Cheese,
Carl.
yeah, I don't have
Ooh, that's
thumbs.
good.
Yeah.
I just like
Nice.
that. I just always.
Donut doesn't have thumbs. Is that what you said? That's good.
I think Jeff Hayes does a great job because for me, she sounds like a cross between a Mean Girl and Mary Poppins.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
a good
and-
one, actually.
It's
Yeah.
actually something that I've seen discussed quite a bit along all the groups and things. Fan casting is a huge thing because the TV series is coming out. And look, this is just a thinly veiled podcast to get me any information on the show coming up. But everybody is like, oh, it's got to be a British person. Like Emily Blunt's been thrown out and like all of these different actors. And I'm like, she's
from Seattle.
Donut's American. So I would... granted, I also listen to the Jeff Hayes version, so I hear her in a mid-Atlantic accent where it's like it's very affected as an accent.
But even Prepotente, I think anybody who got a pet biscuit turned British. Like, I was like, what? So,
Yeah.
Well, that's where biscuits come from.
Right.
That's
Obviously,
fair.
that's why. That's why.
the cookie
True,
one,
Andrew.
yes.
I have a very strong theory about who I think Jeff Hayes has based his voice for Prepotente off of.
Ooh.
And I'm not gonna say what it is.
Why would you do
Because-
this like that?
Because someday we're gonna ask him together. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
All right. That's the
Okay,
goal.
but what you have to do is you have to like write your answer on a piece of paper, put it in a sealed envelope. That
Mail
way
it to
we
yourself.
know,
I'll do
you know,
that.
like it
Do
hasn't
that
That's how
right
been.
you.
Yeah, it
That's
hasn't been.
see.
Like,
That's how you
messed
set
with.
up. That's how you set up like plot devices. This is great storytelling. Just drop a
Yeah.
plot device.
Oh yeah,
We will
Chekhov's
revisit it down
guess.
the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, remember, you can always check out the. Oh, come on, maximize it. No, what are you doing? There we go.
Oh, man.
You can always stay tuned for all of our tutorial build type stuff. Smush.
You know, you
in
should
case-
put that milk in the refrigerator.
I don't know. I don't know about that. But
But that's the
Put them
formula.
on main for free, Katie. That's a bold move.
Yeah.
A bold move.
listen, I know that my feet aren't the most amazing thing in the world, but I do know that someone else's feet are pretty incredible. And he has a very cool song for us that I promised that he would be able to sing at the top half of this show, because last time he had to wait until the very end.
Oh, do you
And
want me to do it on the Sooner side?
I want you to do it on the Sooner side, because
Okay.
there's so much art within this show, within all of our fandom, that and let's be honest, everybody here knows exactly what it is you're talking about. So real quick, everybody out there, spoilers for future books, I believe at least for book 5.
Yeah.
6.
Well,
6.
okay. Well, we can do this. I do want to say, so this song, yeah, there it is, Butcher's Masquerade. If anyone watching has their hard copy of Butcher's Masquerade, they can actually follow along of both the chorus and the bridge of this song, because the whole song is based on 3 chapters, chapters 25, 26, and 27. But if you take your hard copy and you go to page 232 and 233.
Oh my God, open your
Oh,
books.
Oh,
textbook
good.
too.
Everyone's getting their copy. Good,
I love it.
good.
I
Yep.
just popped open to it.
Yep. I wait for Carrie to come back. Oh, hello, Tanzania.
Tanzania.
Hello.
Hello, David.
Hello, thanks for joining in,
Hello.
Crawler. Welcome.
Okay, I guess if we're doing this.
Put them up. There we go. Let's
All
hear
right.
them.
Okay, here we go. Yoo-hoo! She's got a slug on her face and a branch in her hair, pulled out of another ditch. She was batshit crazy, but she isn't dumb. Called the Naiad Elf an ungrateful bitch. A withering spirit in a sex doll head, 'cause her body had been blown to bits. Looked in a summoner's eye, told her she'd have to die, but first she complimented her tits. My pop sent me on a little time out. You would not believe where I've been. So I tricked that mage, get out of the cage, then nothing couldn't keep me in. She said unrequited love, she is the goddess of, so maybe Donut should ask her again. I kinda get the impression it's more like the goddess of crazy ex-girlfriends. Donut made a bet that Samantha would forget everything would be fine if she can remember her only line. I am Samaith, the long-lost daughter of the Confederacy. I am here to parley with the leaders of the fort. Take me to them immediately, so I may discuss the conditions of my army surrender to your glorious cause, the cause of freedom, freedom from tyranny. She was a piece of ass when she was stuck in glass, not just the head of a plastic whore. She thinks her sand ooze child is out in the wild and somewhere on a lower floor. If she's gonna kill your mother, she's gonna need another way to complete the set. From the neck to the feet of a tattooed elite is why she's rubbing on Serena's signet. Donut made a bet that Samantha would forget everything would be fine if she can remember her only line. I am Samaith, the long-lost daughter of the Confederacy. I am here to parley with the leaders of the fort. Take me to them immediately, so I may discuss the conditions of my army's surrender to your glorious cause, the cause of freedom, freedom from tyranny. Besides, there's no talking in war, only teeth and blood and wailing of women who bleed out as I seduce the men and make love in the cold. In the midst of it all, you can hear Wonderwall on repeat over the castle alarm. By divine intervention, a Chistera extension is hanging off a primal's arm. No vengeance of the daughter will stop the slaughter, so your majesty, give me your bod. When out of the water came a fat river squatter, a prehistoric pig named Claude. Donut won the bet that Samantha would forget. Everything has gone all wrong because her lines are just too damn long. Uh-oh! I am Samaith, the long-lost daughter of the Confederacy. I am here to parley with the leaders of the fort. Take me to them immediately, so I may discuss the conditions of my army's surrender to your glorious cause, the cause of freedom. Oh, freedom from tyranny. Baby, it's gonna be the one that saves me. The cause of freedom, freedom from tyranny. Oh, goody! The song just starts over when it finishes. Yoo-hoo!
Yes!
That was excellent.
And there's my feet.
And there are your feet.
Jefferson is the only one of us who actually is on wikifeet.com.
Yeah, I am.
Wikifeet.com.
Yeah. He did not submit himself, by the way.
I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true, Aaron.
Oh, Carrie!
I also did not submit myself, but I am pretty sure I'm on there.
Ah.
I don't think a lot of people self-submit there.
I think you'd be surprised.
Well, when you write songs for a storytelling show about sex, like I have for 11 years, I'm not surprised some pervs have maybe done that. So, whatever.
Corey with the super sticker.
Thank you, Corey.
Thank you so
Hell
much,
yeah.
Corey, for the super sticker. That was amazing. And
thank you, Jefferson. That's like
Yeah,
the
Jefferson.
second show, second banger. And he's
Yeah.
got more in the cannon.
Huge,
He's just
man.
working them through.
I gave everyone, thank you. I gave everyone else a little preview in the green room earlier of a song I'm writing from Audette's perspective called The Eye of the Bethlehem Bride. And I'm also, this is super spoiler stuff, working on one. So can I even say this? Are we in like, okay, I can say this. Okay. It's
Yep.
a song from Katia to Daniel Bautista at the very end of book 7.
okay, well then in that case, spoiler for book 7.
Wow, we jumped all the way to the end in less than 18 minutes.
I know, right?
That's called a speed run.
Yep, speed run. Okay, so for Katya, for Bautista, and then what exactly what would it be called?
I don't know yet. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. That's a good question. I don't know. We'll see. Well, it'll name itself at some point. It could just
Okay.
be called Oh Daniel. That way, it's nice and ambiguous. I don't know.
Fantastic. We
Well,
love
and
hearing
then
your
in
songs.
parentheses, oh Daniel, I'm gonna have a baby and it's not yours.
Whose baby do we think it is? Spoilers.
No, yes.
Well, we know.
We-
so.
I mean, we know.
We know,
Yeah. All right. So here's an interesting thing. A lot of people have been talking about is that people were thinking that Katya really wanted Carl to be the baby daddy, but Carl can't be the baby daddy. Did any of you get the sense that Carl and Katya were going to be shipped together?
I
No.
wouldn't have felt right.
I did
No.
initially.
Yeah.
You did. Okay.
It definitely seemed that way, but it was more when they were getting close. But it was she wanted to talk about like her addiction and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not
It felt more to me like she was looking for a mentor more than anything. She was looking for someone to help guide her. And Carl, for his all this chaos that he is, seems to have it the most together, even though inwardly we know there's a storm raging. Outwardly, he seems very controlled. So
Does he?
I never at any time
I
thought.
feel like they don't perceive him as being controlled. I feel like they're constantly like talking about how he is always like.
Well,
are we allowed to?
yeah.
Am I allowed to say batshit? Are we allowed to swear in here? I don't know.
Yes, you can swear.
He's batshit crazy, and they're like continuously asking about that. So
he is, but there's also like in fiction, especially, there's like crazy, and then there's controlled, scary crazy. And I think people are more on when they perceive Carl, they perceive him more as the controlled, scary crazy.
Oh, sure, yeah,
so,
crazy
that,
at the end, controlled crazy, yeah.
I mean, so like Carl's relationship with her is, I always felt more big brother, little sister, like guiding, like mentorship kind of feeling.
Yeah.
I did worry that they were going to make her a love interest because, of course, like it's the first woman, and like a lot of books, like that can happen, you know. So I was like, oh man, you know, because I really didn't want her to step on his relationship with Donut. Like I thought it's so great that like there's so many relationships in the book that are like really, really powerful and really like connected people but it's not about romance or romantic relationships as much. And then when you do get them, they have this like really interesting twist, like Juicebox and Lewis.
Yeah. Okay, so you call him Lewis. We call him Louie because of the audio. But
I also do Louie.
Louie. Okay.
Oh, jeez. You can call me whatever.
Got him up the titty twister. What other characters like do you guys feel like people don't talk about enough?
I found myself really keying in on Surrendel this go around.
Surrendel, yes. I mean, there's obviously some really interesting backstory there that we barely got a bit of. Just the fact that she was a model and all that stuff with her ex, and then being tech, like all that stuff. There was like there was some more depth there that you kind of wanted to know. You just got that glimpse.
There's a bunch of characters like that. There, you know, like Brittany or Tran. You know, like just barely on the edge of like knowing anything in depth about. You know,
I would love to follow Tran for like a chapter or two, just from his perspective, because it seems to me like he's had so many bats thrown at his like head, you know, baseball bats thrown at his head in a dugout kind of situation, and I'd love to know where he's at with that. But also, just to answer your question real quick, I don't see any Uzi Jesus merch, and I really feel like
on
that.
Well, there's canonically in the book there is.
Oh, I know. Way station.
But I'd like to have it. I'd like to have an Uzi Jesus I could put up in my grandmother's house.
Well, if I might take the time really quick, so sorry to cut someone off, but I just wanted to show off something that a good friend of the show, Daniel Arnold, sent to me. This is one of the many crawlers that are out there that also do a lot of the 3D printing. I don't know if you've seen a lot of that within the fandom.
So amazing.
They're so incredible. He sent me a 3D printed Princess Donut. Has not been painted yet, which
that's pretty cool.
It's really freaking cool. But he also sent me a couple of coasters, a Glurp Glurp and a You Will Not Break Me. But the best thing he sent me was something that I saw that he actually made for crawlers on his Etsy page, as well as for Matt Dinniman. And this is Prepotente. And the really cool thing about this, not only did he hand paint this, so thank you, Daniel Arnold, so much for hand painting this just for me, but he also did this.
Oh my
so great.
And this is one of those. You can see it on his Etsy page if you want to check out. He's 3DL Print Masters on Etsy. He's got a lot of really great merch, but I have been trying to get him specifically to maybe get on the Uzi Jesus train that just says, "Dad, damn it."
Dad, damn it.
Finally. Finally, I have my own Uzi Jesus.
I am the way, motherfucker.
I am the way is better. I feel like that would look way better on a t-shirt.
That's true. That's true. I'm sure I've seen a whole bunch of just like Uzi Jesus like t-shirts, but I think they're mostly AI. And
they're all 95% are AI. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Made to order off of AI.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there's actually within the Patreon of Matt Dinniman's whole group, there's a place where you can report AI art from the series. So if you find any of that, let me know.
I mean, I want a Carl and an Alpha Carl next to each other.
No,
Yeah.
Hey, little brother.
Hey, little buddy.
yeah, well, people are doing Diwata's work by getting all their 3D printing stuff there and uploading it to, the Maker Studio and all that stuff. So, and I have a buddy who I finally convinced to get on the train, and he does figure painting on Twitch, and he's also enters competitions. He got like second last time and third the time before. And I'm like, I'm going to go to my local library. I'm going to print these out, and you're going to paint them for me. So read the series. So that's my plan.
Have we all like bullied other people into reading this series?
Oh,
Right? It's just like a
Absolutely.
thing that happens, right? Like you read it
I'm
and
a-
then you immediately have to
gently
spread it to
pushing.
like at least 3 people. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I
You're
pushed
like,
it.
it's
I
like-
pushed it to four people currently, and I'm working on number 5 right now actively. I'm gonna get that sweet release of having somebody new to talk to about this series.
Yes,
So-
that's
yeah.
'Cause
because-
that's how you keep the train going, buddy. You just mainline the DC.
That good old nightmare train.
Everyone that I've convinced, it's been so much fun because they get to like, book 3 or 4 and they start going and start texting me stuff. And I just go straight to that Jack Nicholson gif of,
Book 3 really
it's
is like
part
a
of the
gateway
experience.
to.
If you read the book and you don't give it to 3 other people, then did you really even read the book?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have
That's
bought
fair.
many an Audible for people just because I have a free credit, and so that is also something that if you're out there in the comments and you haven't read the series, please go ahead and send me your email because I will send you a copy of the book.
Yeah. My buddy Corey is in the chat.
Yeah.
He's watching along right now. He actually said something about he wants a full reveal and inspection of
Lucia
Lucia
Marr.
Lucia Marr.
Yeah.
Lucia Del Mar. I love you
Oh,
making it even
yes.
more.
Yes.
But Corey's one that I brought into the books, and the poor guy, he would every time he was at like an emotional part in the book, he'd be on public transportation crying. You know,
Oh,
no.
my guy, he's like, he's like in, I think it was book in Butcher's Masquerade when the whole bee thing and Donut just, as soon as the show ends, that whole speech. In fact, Carrie, I will say we should send her a link of Jeff Hayes doing just that bit because the performance of it is heart-wrenching. It is so good. And my buddy Corey is just like tears on his face, texting me, being like, "What have you done to me, man?"
Does somebody want to make a quick TikTok of just that section so I don't have to go look for it? And listen to the
Yeah, right.
We'll see what we can do post show.
Drew, I have a question for Drew.
Sure.
Yeah. So when Tessa came to me and said, "Hey, Andrew, you need to read this book," and she handed it to me, and I pointed at my bookshelf and said, "I think you didn't get to me in time." Were you the one that introduced her to it?
I definitely have told her about. Tessa knows about most of the books I've read. I can't remember when exactly. I was like, "You got to get in on this," but like it probably happened at some point.
Okay, because I'm thinking we might Eiffel Tower her in some sort of way.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Not our dynamic.
My wife would love that joke. My wife would love that joke.
Okay,
I
good.
love that joke.
With that comment, let's bring the foot cam back just to ease all the tensions.
Spicy boxes for everyone.
Well, I started reading the book because my master at the karate studio that Katie and I both work out at, he was like, "I'm reading this book series. There's this character that reminds me of you," and I was like, "Okay, what book series?" And he told me about it, and I heard it. I was like, "Okay, well, when I have time, when I have time." But then all the kiddos started reading it at the studio, and I was like, "Well, I want to read it if everybody else is reading it."
Yeah.
And I started reading it, and I was like, "I swear to fucking God, if you tell me I remind you of Princess Donut, I will murder you. I will murder you. How dare?" And he's like, "Just keep reading,
But
keep
it
reading,
wasn't.
keep reading, keep reading." And so he.
Are you Miriam Dom? Who are you?
That was the fun thing is that every
Oof.
week we would come in and check in on what
I
book
tried
we
my
were.
guess.
And my favorite was I think I was maybe a book or two behind you, Carrie, and
Yeah, you're behind me,
came
then you
up
got
to
ahead of
and you
me.
just I did get ahead of you, but you were like, "Juice box, is juice box, is it juice box?" And I was like, "What are you saying right now?" When you don't get to book 4, you don't know what's happening yet. You're like,
what
"Why are you
also
talking
happened
about
was he's like, "Where are you in the book?" And I told him, and actually I'd already met her, but he still didn't tell me who it was. And then even if I got past the point where he was like, "Oh, this is Carrie," he like he forgot, he like had lost track of like what happened when, so he just like waited till I got to book 7 to be safe. And then
Which
told
is
me.
fair. Because I mean, think about the character development of Juicebox just
Yeah,
in general.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
she's introduced in book 4, and then by the time we get to book 7, she's almost a completely different character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
hell yeah, hell yeah. But of
Dinniman's
course, it
really good
bothered
at
me a
writing
little
those.
bit that he was like, oh, it was the scene where she's like murdering the council members,
Oh man.
like in the tunnel. Like that was the one he was like, oh, this character reminds me of Carrie. And I was like,
Oh.
I don't know how I feel
That's
about
the
that.
part.
Juicebox's character specifically, and that race of like straight changers, really remind me of. Did it give you guys Westworld vibes when you read it? Because when I was reading,
Oh yeah, a
when I was
little
reading
bit.
it, I was
Definitely.
flashing back to that final episode of the first season of Westworld, where I'm just like, they're awake. You know, they got through the maze, and it's just like that scene you just referenced. I found that so chilling, because to me she went from being like their arcs. Everybody, Dinniman is so good at writing arcs for individual smaller characters in a
Yeah,
way that feels
yes.
real and believable. Because while you're on Carl's journey, you're with him all the time, so the changes aren't as immediate for us. But with these smaller characters, they're just going through their own same bullshit like that's going on with them. And he manages to make Juicebox so compelling. And from that point on, after that, I was like, I used to not really care that much when Juicebox showed up, but after that, I was in hard on
No,
her.
absolutely. You thought it was a
And she's gonna
throwaway,
be
like
key in
just
8.
NPC, right? You're just like, oh, this
Yeah.
is another person of this world, and then you're like, oh shit, like it just gets real right
Well,
there.
Yeah.
Even with Firebrandy, he was able to do something in one book.
Firebrandy,
he was,
yeah.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
Firebrandy
And
broke my heart.
Mhm.
One of the things I love about him is the way he uses time. Like every time we go to that lawyer like room, like all this time can pass for our other characters, you know. So by
I
the
just
time we're
call
like
that
back
HR
in it,
office.
they've had like I think that helps him with the character development, because like by the time we get back, it's like, oh, they've been able to go through all this stuff and create relationships with each other because he wasn't there, and it helps like move everything like forward, so everyone can really grow so much faster.
Now, what about that? There's the moment that happens in book 6, but isn't revealed until book 7, of what happened in one of those meetings or during one of those meetings, or no, sorry, not meetings. It's when Kati eats the flower, has the
finds out
memories.
yeah.
And we don't really see like the full of that whole picture until book 7. How did you feel about that jump? Was that like jarring for you, or was that like, oh, okay, this tracks, this is what Carrie?
Oh, I like, honestly, it wasn't that jarring to me, because I feel like up until then, like we keep finding out all these things, and he's doing such a great job of like moving people along and like having us discover things, and like there's so much chaos that like not everybody can keep track of everything. So I sort of love the idea, especially since at that point like he and Katya are sort of like separating a little bit, and like she's really off living her own life and her own world, that the fact that she like went and did a thing and had a whole experience, made a whole decision about something behind his back, I actually like really love that, because I felt like it really developed her sense of independence. Because like I think it was Andrew was saying earlier, like she really, when they first or Jefferson, I can't remember who, but they're talking about like how she really shows up as like a mentor-mentee kind of relationship. And so I really loved that, like in his absence, she would just sort of grow leaps and bounds once she was like sort of put on that trajectory. So I really actually love that she just has started, for me, I saw it as like her taking more and more agency for herself.
Speaking of those HR rooms, those are like some of my favorite scenes in the books, because I'm a huge Star Trek fan, like Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine fan, and those are all but just kind of like little teleplays where they talk about a moral quandary. But the best thing is where they have like courtroom scenes, and this is the closest we get to in the Dungeon Crawler Power universe of having a courtroom scene. And man, Dinniman knows how to write those so well. Quasar is Quasar is probably my favorite character at this point.
Well, you can't unlick a butthole.
You can't unlick a butthole, but I find him so captivating in that way, where he's just like, he's like, you give off the impression at first like you think he's gonna be some skeevy lawyer. He's not. He's a guy that takes like, he chases ambulances because he has no other options, because he's in the lowest case of society. Aside from the, and he just, it gives him more layers,
He shows his cards early too. In that first meeting with Carl, Carl's like, "Well, how do I know you're not going to get paid off by the orcs to fuck me over?" He's like, "No, that could happen, but it hasn't."
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
it's not what I'm here for.
Yeah.
So,
And also, you did such a great job on that first deal that you're like, all right. I mean, you know, we're on board for this, but you can't like trust. That's the whole thing, right, about this book is that you can't really trust anyone.
Not really, but
You know,
that
especially
moment
out in the
plays
outside
are-
world. Like Odette obviously has her own. Like Odette's always playing 4D chess that like we can't really understand or see.
Yeah.
But I love that
Yeah.
like from meeting all these various people from the outside world, it really does like tell the whole story of what that galaxy is and what's going on in that galaxy way before you meet all the like returning crawlers in Seven. You know, you really have like such a good sense of like how everyone's reacting to things, and you know, like you can understand like the politics of what's going on. And it's really interesting that he really does feel like he's playing a game of like telling like this story and this reality at this level, on this individual level, and then also really coloring in this like big world building without just through the characters that you meet and their personal interactions with Carl. You like just get the whole world.
It also shows you how everything needs to be like for a revolution to occur. It can't just happen on the baseline. It has to happen everywhere. And you're starting to see little pieces of that all throughout the storytelling. He's planting the seeds of a revolution, not just taking place in the game, but coming from the outside in. And we already saw that in the last book. Sorry, spoilers. But that was probably the most moving scene to me at all. Whenever Carl realized that the other authors were there, and and I had a physical, like, emotional reaction where I'm like holding my chest and I have tears in my eyes. I'm like, because I've been with Carl this whole time and I know what he's going through, and I feel, and I am also anybody who has mental health issues will tell you, you know what it's like when you read about the raging river, you know what that is, and the pain of knowing what that is and then holding it in still, and just seeing him to finally get a moment to release that.
Yeah.
God, that was cathartic.
And also hilarious too. I mean, Donut being like, "Carl, why is everyone kissing you? You're gonna get mono."
And they completely undercut it right away, which is what makes it even better. That's because it is still a comedy.
You know, and
Sorry,
I was going to say the way you guys are describing this too is like how Matt's unraveling all this stuff, but the way he writes, like he doesn't have a plan for each book. He just gets in and starts going,
crazy,
and it's like
so crazy.
The way he's just like piecing it all together, even though it's like he didn't. I mean, he's probably got an idea, but it's just the way he writes.
It's too complex, and everything plays out in such a beautiful way that you're like, how did you not already know what was going to happen?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, how did you not already plan this?
Well, and that, for those of you who weren't with us for the first episode of the Tutorial Guild, we discussed how Matt Dinniman does pantsing, which is a term for writers where you ride by the seat of your pants, you don't plot out or like figure out all of the things that are coming up.
I knew there was a term for it.
Pantsing, pantsing is which is hilarious considering our main character has no pants.
But I think he does do himself a great service by like creating really interesting characters like that have like really strong points of view, because it forces things to happen. You know what I mean?
It's a very good model for DMs or dungeon masters, and it feels like he's writing very much from a dungeon master position. And I'm curious, out of all of you, I know James, you just started doing DMing for your own group. I was just curious how that was going, and if any of you guys also play D&D.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of just a mini series, just kind of bridge a gap between two games that we've been playing, and it's tough when you have so many people at the table, and the whole idea it's like a bunch of like one shots that are like you know, like theoretically everything's gonna wrap up right here, and maybe we'll carry depending on what mess you guys get into, like we'll carry it along to the next one.
Depends how many bartenders they want to try and seduce.
You know what? I gotta say, this group has been playing together for over 20 years, in some shape or form, and so like we don't really have the murder hobos that we gotta deal with too much, which is more difficult to be quite honest. Nobody wants to do a shopping episode.
Murder hobo, come on.
I have no frame of reference. I've never played a game of D&D in my life. The closest thing I have is the DVDs of the cartoon from the 80s. That's the closest I have.
Oh, that's exactly what it's like. Just so you know, it's 100% exactly what it's like.
I have no frame of reference. I'm not the last. I think I said this in the last episode. The last gaming system I owned was a Game Boy in
Which one?
The pea green colored one. That one.
The
Oh.
OG.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
a paperweight
and that's
now.
really fascinating to me because, like, I feel like this book, it's like even the tutorial part of book 1 is very long-winded, you know, and it's like it's necessary, but even for me, it's like, okay, this is obviously based on video games and D&D rules and all that stuff, and for you to just still be able to get yourself addicted and absorb even without the background speaks volumes to Dinniman's writing and his ability to grab everybody.
It took 5 minutes. As soon as Carl said, "Let me tell you something about cat show people," nah, fuck those people.
Yeah.
As soon as he said that, I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah,
Coming from
that's
someone
what
who-
I'm. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, coming from someone who's, I mean, like, I played D&D for 20 years of my life, and the second I started reading Dungeon Crawler Carl and I got to the introduction, I was just like, oh, I know what this is. This is every DM session I've ever started with, and
a fresh campaign.
So it felt familiar to me, but also is very video game oriented too. There's a lot of video game aspects to it, so I'm like, I just feel like I'm in a comfortable soup of like everything I'm interested in right now. When I was started reading,
I played D&D. I'm more of a Magic the Gathering person, but I played D&D. It's just hard for me to, like, with my schedule, to be consistent on that. But I do game, and I direct video games. So, like, coming in from, like, the gamer point of view was really more like my connection point for, like, the structure of the world and what was going on. You know what I mean?
You must have been loving book 6 then, right?
Wait, which one was book 6?
As a magic
Bedlam Bride.
as a magic
Yeah. You know what? It's so funny because, like, a friend of mine, he read it. He got ahead of me. He read it first. He was like,
book
okay, listen,
5,
don't
whatever.
worry too much about, like, the card one. You know, like, don't worry about too much understanding it. Like, you'll figure it out. And I was like, who the fuck are you talking to? Who are you talking to? I was like, I understood the card stuff, like, immediately. Like, what are you talking about?
That took me a minute to get into.
Not hard at all in any way whatsoever.
That was hard for me to get over at first, because when I started reading Bedlam, I was like, oh god, what's this Yu-Gi-Oh bullshit? And then
I got Yu-Gi-Oh too. Yeah,
two chapters later, I understood the world and understood the rules, and I was like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's Gwent. Damn it.
I don't understand.
Well,
like,
and also to sing the audiobook's praises again, like the voice that he uses for the like combat started and combat next be reset. Like he does it like the anime voice, and you're like, it's so ridiculous. You're just like, oh my god. Like at first I was like, what the fuck is this? And after a while, it really grew on me, and then it was like, I loved it. So, but you're right. I started off and I was like, what the fuck is this floor?
I've heard people online. I mean, obviously, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, book 3 is my least favorite of them all. But I've had conversations with people where they're like, oh, book 6 with the convoluted card game. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh, the story is too powerful. It's
six is the shit. It's so good.
It's so interesting. Another person that I just got into the book series, I think one of 1 million. I'm not really sure at this point, but he was having a trouble with the trains and everything like that. And I said what I've told a lot of people is like, there are some aspects that it's going to go fly over your head. Just keep reading, because the story itself is so good. And honestly, I've gone back so many times to book 3. I really love that book because it reveals so many different things.
Just the cookbook itself, you know,
like genius finally shining through. You're like, Jesus Christ, Katya is brilliant.
James, did you feel whenever you read book 3 like that was Dinniman at his most DM-ish? Because as I was reading about all these trains, I'm like, man, only a DM could come up with this. This is insane.
It was like you could tell the shit that he's really into. It's like 100%. Like
I also thought it was so strange when I first opened it up, and that there was like a warning at the beginning, being like, "Don't worry about trying to understand what's happening." And I was like, well, then why did you write it like this?
That is the interesting thing. It was fun for him.
Yeah, I love that. Like the character, like multiple characters repeat that throughout the book too. Like, don't try to do it. You're gonna go crazy. Don't worry about it.
He keeps reminding you, like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Just like, enjoy the ride, literally.
Louis in book 6. Oh, I'm having Iron Tangle flashbacks.
I also loved it, like this book 6 was like the first like we lost like the first big crawler, you know, on the leaderboard with that like whole like Helka murder, right?
Oh, Heckler in book 3,
I was like,
book 3,
So
I think that's one of the reasons that's one of my favorite books. It's like it's kind of the first time we have like a major confrontation. It almost seems like, how could this possibly not go terrible for everyone involved?
I know.
Right. He's so good at putting putting you in a situation where you're like, how are they going to get out of this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is
Oh,
gonna
he writes
happen?
himself into a corner and then
Yeah.
gets out perfectly where nobody's upset how he did it. There's no
I
shark
know.
jumping.
How
or
does he keep pulling
ridiculousness.
that off?
I know. Yeah.
Well,
He has what it's a very easy answer. It's called plot armor.
Yeah.
I don't know if
He
you're
doesn't
familiar.
abuse plot armor. He doesn't abuse it at all.
He
right?
does not abuse it, no. But that's how Carl always gets out of it. It's because
and
he
he's
has
willing
to get out of it.
but he's also willing to kill off these other big characters if the story dictates it.
Absolutely true.
Several things happened.
That Hecla, you know, train engine scene, right?
Yeah.
That reminds me. I'm like, that felt extraordinarily D&D to me, like more than anything else. Just that specific scene,
like a nat 20 getting rolled.
Like a nat, like it's like, oh
nat
no,
20,
4 nat ones in a row, and then a nat
Yeah.
20. Oh no,
Yeah.
it's
Because of the
everything is on fire
direction
now.
she had it in. Yeah.
And then Carl immediately
and
is
I
like,
was-
get her crossbow, get her, loot her.
Yeah,
loot her."
that's what I was thinking. Like, where's the crossbow? Where's the crossbow?
Right.
Isn't
And
that
then
funny?
when
It's
she
not our
Bart
recall.
reached up and grabbed, I was like, wait a minute. I had actually looked back to be like, did I miss that she killed her? What is happening? Because I had forgotten about the raise the dead spell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
was like, why is
diabolical
she alive
for
again? Hold
Donut
on, did I
to
miss
do.
something? What is happening? And I was like, oh no. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think
because
Drew
remember
was about
Donut
to
wanted to be a
elucidate something.
Necrobard.
Oh no, it's
Okay.
fine. We moved on. We're good.
No,
Thank
no,
you.
Drew. I was actually very curious, especially on book 3. That part, like, what for me, I describe it as justice porn, and that's like where I was like the entire time. I was like, Hecla has to die. Like she's so evil in all the things that she's doing, and then we even get more after that. But
I also just kind of like Hecla's demeanor. I have a lot of questions and theories about what's going on there because she has that moment where she like lights a cigarette and is like, "Well, this went poorly.
Yeah.
Look, I was trying something. It didn't work out. There's no reason for this to go bad." But she
Yeah.
also keeps making Donut upset by correcting her between the difference between a bolt and an arrow, which seems needlessly antagonistic for someone who's not trying to have shit go down.
that's true. That's true. Well, she was trying to get her killed, as far as I remember, for that section.
Wasn't trying to get Donut killed, trying to get
Carl.
Trying to get Carl
worked up.
To lose his temper, to attack one of the people, so that
one of
Eva
the fairy
could
healers, right?
kill
You know.
Carl. Yeah.
Yeah,
Make her really
all's a ultimate goal of like, I think Hecla would have been happy if everyone died except Donut, just because
she
the
would have
real
been fine.
goal is
Pretty
getting
much.
Mordecai as a manager.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that showed two big things about Hecla, even in the limited time that we got with her. Extremely ambitious. And like and I guess 3 things. And like she's a big planner, but she's also an idiot. Like, because she thinks she knows, but she's got no idea. Like, she thinks she knows what donut is because she sees donuts on the shows or in the recaps and all that stuff.
Yeah.
She doesn't know donut.
But it's great because
the
she's a
media shows,
psychologist, because she was a psychologist before she came in here. So of course she thinks that her strongest asset is her ability to read and predict behavior, right? But you put people in such a wildly different environment that you can't predict. How do you predict how a human would behave or a cat would behave, inside of the dungeon, right? Because it's challenging everyone's moral code, it's challenging everyone's, it's stretching everyone's mental toughness to the absolute worst extent. But it's also bringing up things in people that strengths that they never thought that they would have, that they had before. So I think her hubris of I know people and I know how people behave made her create that whole plan. And then she was like, oh shit, I didn't understand how people would behave. She also underestimated Katya, how much Katya had changed and grown since she last saw her. You know what I mean? So, but she thought she knew what was up. But then you're in extreme circumstances. How can you predict how any human would behave in extreme circumstances?
There's that great.
Hubris is a great lesson teacher. So
yeah.
Carl has that great line. Carl has that great line too, where he says to Hecla, he's like, "And how much did people pay you for that advice?" You know, he says something that just
Carl's got some
sticks
good
it to
ones.
her.
Which is, I think Dinniman, another strength Dinniman has is he this book series especially is a great reminder that as many times as we like to think that we have it together, there's people that have it together, or there's some people that are more equipped for things than others. The truth of the matter is we're all looking for a grown-up in the room, and most of the time it's not us, or we don't feel like the grown-up, so we're guessing. And that's what everybody's doing all the time. And Katya's arc there, where she was like, I'm going to try something and see if it works, like Drew said, and it didn't work. Well, it's because she was guessing with the best of them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and they're all playing the best hand they can with the cards they've been dealt, right? And
Sure,
like,
yeah.
thinking back to Hecla, like why did Hecla have such a large cohort of people? One of the first things she got was that crossbow that's powers magnified by every woman in her party.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like, sure, it's not nearly as powerful in Katya's hands, but it's still a pretty dang cool thing. That's also something that makes me wonder, like, how much is like the luck of the draw of these items and loot boxes that characters get kind of affect how they get molded.
Well, I think
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
also
Lauren
kind of
got
circumstantial
magic
when
shotgun.
it comes to Florin has a shotgun.
Yeah,
but I
not
think
luck
it's
of the
also
draw at
how
all,
they-
really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's how they come into the dungeon. It's also what they're using, and I think that's a big thing in terms of Audette saying you have to understand people's motivations. You have to understand what people are really going for, because that's one of the things with Hecla we didn't get. We never got an actual explanation of like didn't she also have a husband that she killed or abandoned or something?
Yeah, she killed him with a rib bone from his own body.
Yeah, stabbed him with his own rib bone. That's right.
So metal.
Sounds like a disturbed psychologist. I'm gonna put it out there.
Yeah, Harley Quinn or something going on there.
But there's something there, and sorry, someone just texted me who's currently reading the books that says Katya is being sponsored by the Empress of the Skull Empire. Spoilers for book 3.
She is.
Yes, she is. I get so
Speaking of hubris.
What a fun example of government and corporations commingling.
Well, and that's the other thing too, is that like
can't imagine like that anything in our world currently.
Right,
not at all.
Don't want to get political here.
I just don't want to get stressed out here.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying one of the things that I do find very interesting is the character of Zev. And Zev is one of those characters that like when you first meet her, Mordecai's like, you don't fuck up around her. You do not say the bad things around her or anything like that. Then we come to find out that Zev is actually a minor character within her own society, and a lot of her society dies in a civil war. And I find that so fucking interesting Bloom. In the character of, the fucking Bloom, man, in Zev. And how that kind of gives you a bigger picture of like, they're not the only ones trapped that are in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're like, and like everyone that like you, it looks, even at the beginning, it looks so simple between like who's the good guy and who's the bad guy, right? And then even with like Frank and his wife, and then Maggie, who then like turns into parasite, you know what I mean? Like, but then you sort of find out later like why she was doing all of that, because otherwise she was worried they're gonna bring back her daughter. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Like, you start like realizing other people's motives, and someone you like hated, and then you understand something about where they came from or what they were up against, and you're like, okay, well now I feel like I can't hate you as much as I used to.
Well, a repeated theme in this book series is just about how like are there assholes or there villains in this story on a minor level? Yes, absolutely. But the major villain is the system. The system that was created that has created these situations where when you actually zoom out and you scope out and you look at these characters who have like nuke power, and they're like, well, we can't nuke it because this AI is going crazy. You know, like there's so many other factors in it, but the system is what created this entire thing, and everybody within that system is a victim of it, whether they think they are or not.
Yeah.
Kind of like capitalism. Like, that's enough with political stuff.
But even the system AI, of course, is like running this whole thing and putting through all this. But then as you kind of go on, it's like it's getting revealed that like the AI is a victim too of this whole situation. And it's just like,
wow. To live. It did not ask to be.
Feelings too. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. And he doesn't want to get locked in a prison for all of eternity after the crawl is done. And so it's like it's.
Yeah. It's like the more people awaken to like what's happening. Like, because like Signet too, you know what I mean? That she came, like her whole journey, you know what I mean? When you first meet her, like what you think she is, and then she's part of this thing, and then like that's sort of her last moments, you know, you're like, oh wow, but like what was implanted in her in a false way, like this idea about like family and obligation and love, and that was like part of her story that like wasn't real. Like when she awakens, like she still keeps that value. You know what I mean? She just finds a new assignment for what she chooses that value means.
That's good. Yeah.
You know, which is so interesting. It's like they don't, you know what I mean? There's something in their core that like stays when they awaken. And I think about like when if so, like when they first go into the dungeon, like however they first react to the situation they're in, like ends up shaping, like you were saying, Katie, their whole journey. It's like Carl stepped on that troll, you know what I mean? And like, boom, there we go. You know, he blows up one thing. Boom, there you go. That's that's like his trajectory now, you know?
There were a lot of babies in there.
There were a lot of babies.
A lot of babies, a lot of babes, and a lot of different things. Another comment from our good friend Corey out there. Thank you so much for staying with us. Other interesting unexplored characters: Architect Houston. Architect Houston.
Trying to
The
get
madness.
to the good place. And
Like, I mean, there's so much going on in terms of the apocrypha. No, there's like the names of like the primal, like
the eulogist,
and then there's also,
I don't understand anything's going on with that.
Apothecary.
Agnes and all of that. I was like when he went to the place and he was like seeing the diner in the past, and the guy had a conversation with him and stuff. Like I read all that. And I read it a second time, and I was like, I don't understand anything that's happening. And I just kept
I'll tell you, the third path for me helped a lot.
The residuals.
Really?
Yeah.
The residuals are interesting.
The residuals are very
they're
interesting.
constantly like going and like talking about what it is that the crawl is, and like different information that you can like shrink down into like a micro moment, which is so interesting. But I do think that like, you know, the apothecary, the eulogist, all of this stuff.
Yeah, the real crack baron in the universe and everything. It's like, But even that, it took me like 2-3 passes to finally understand what it's like. Agnes was part of a collective who then broke off and was like needed to get in for her own purposes, and then her involvement in fucking faction wars. And I was like, what?
Agatha.
Oh, Agatha. Sorry, Agatha.
Oh yeah, I said Agnes. Agatha. Yeah.
It was Agatha.
I'm just making stuff up.
Classic.
I've been thinking about that.
There are a lot of characters, and I have not read the books as recently as all of you.
That's okay. That's why we have you on.
What they do and who they are.
I gotta write an Agatha song. It's gonna be Agatha.
I thought you were going to.
What the fuck is in that IKEA bag? Yeah.
I want to know.
It's just poop.
Yeah. Crawlers out there, if you
It's
have
just
any
human.
song suggestions, Jefferson has been going nonstop on these, and they're
Also,
really freaking
I don't know if you
good,
guys have
so
talked
please
about
shout
this
them
yet or anything, but like Carl is married, and I just I've only
good.
read
All
this
right.
one time, right? So I'm sure
Thank
there's
you.
something somewhere, right? And I'm sure for like the people who read through it a bunch, like, you know, what?
There is zero foreshadowing on who that is. Like why Donut's lawyer at the end is Carl. Did she purchase his pre-purchase his like release contract and marry him?
Right.
I don't
What is
understand.
happening?
I think this is similar to the residual, and we're gonna see more scenes.
Could be
flashback in book 8. I have a feeling.
Go ahead. I was thinking about that a lot. I was thinking about two things by the end of my last read through. Obviously, that one, like, I'm like, who could that be? There are multiple times in that book, especially the last book, where Carl says that he had so many notifications that he could not read them all.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah.
Or like, you know, something pops up real quick and then it disappears before you get a chance to like really pay attention to what it says.
Yeah.
So it's like, is that in there somewhere?
Yeah, I just wonder if like I missed something like a crumb, or if like you're saying it's like it's going to be explained in some like in the way like that.
That was a bombshell drop of the end of the thing.
Well, I'm trying to remember. There is a mention. He doesn't even know that he's married. I can't remember which character said it.
I think it's Quasar.
Quasar, who says your new wife.
No.
Eris.
Thank you. Goddess Eris said, but you're already married.
Chaos.
Oh yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, where it's like, oh, I was like, oh, like he's so like, you know, we talking about like, oh, you're so close, but like you're still so stupid. You don't know anything. Like you don't even know that you're married.
Yeah.
Here's the interesting thing is that Eris she's out there now.
She literally like was able to get out of this whole thing and is now like wandering in the galaxy.
Well,
I think there's
the containment to the AI expanded, so now Eris can leave the dungeon, I guess. And I'm thinking when people get out, they're going to keep all their powers as they move through this system because the AI is going to. There's no zero zones. The AI is enhancing every part of that system.
The whole system, like outside the dungeon.
They say that like they're like the crawlers are nerfed when they leave, like that, like even though like whatever they have is like within them when they go back into the game, like they don't have access to that.
Yeah.
But if you
even on the
stay,
ship, he didn't.
and then if you stay in the game, you know, once you take a deal, like, hey, you can still use whatever inventory you have. Like, you might need it, blah, 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 blah. So there's something there, because like it bleeds like what is the creation of the game, what is real, and like I don't know if I don't even know if I want to know the specifics of it.
Wasn't there one guy who was like on the ship before they came down in 7, and he like had spent a lot of money to get like fixed after the crawl because he needed a lot of like medical.
Porthos had brain damage.
Right, but he was like no bueno on the ship, and then was like they were like, and then were better when they arrived on the thing. So that's why I thought like you didn't have your powers and stuff like that, like when you leave.
You don't normally, but enhancement zones do exist in the universe already. But I think since the containment of the AI was released, that the AI can release anything from in the dungeon to anywhere within his influence.
And of course, it would be.
That's also what we're talking about when it comes to Agatha, and because he wants people to actually live. He wants the AI seems to want to know how to feel in general, very data like.
He's still like, hey, I can't stop this game because that's I need to run this game. I can do what I can in the rules mostly to help you. Because I want to see, I don't know where this is going now, and I'm really interested in that.
Oh, so if like the AI like expands the game to include the system, the AI can still continue to live.
I think the AI is also getting really excited about the game that's happening outside of the game.
Since you guys are doing like the audio listening with your ears, do you not get backstage at the cabaret, Pineapple Cabaret?
No,
we do not. But that's why we bought some of us. Some of us are investing.
Like at first, I was like, "Oh, cute, these little stories or whatever." But finally, like in 6, or and at the end of 6, they started to like really come together. And then like the Pineapple backstage at the Pineapple Cabaret in 7 was like nuts balls in terms of like everything starting to like collapse.
Growler Gary is I'm still, so I finally got the first one because the first hard copy I got of the first book was just the paperback and I didn't realize it. But every version of the book has its own little Easter egg. So in the hardcover Ace produced books, you'll notice there's a little ace thing at the bottom of the hardcover books. That's what has the behind the scenes of the Pineapple Cabaret. And then the Audible books have maps, like visual maps. And then when you listen to it, you get a lot of really fun cameo guest voiceover artists. You get the full Wonder Crawl song, which is incredible. If you have not heard it yet, it's so well done.
Well, the whole sketch leading up to the actual Wonderwall song is so great. Where she's another good reason to check out the audiobooks. And then I can't remember which book it is. I think it's the end of book 3 when they were hired or bought to do those voiceovers.
Oh yes, for Earth Beautiful.
Earth Beautiful,
which I believe is book 3.
They have, and Carrie, you'll appreciate this, doing voice directing and stuff. There's a whole session of them trying to get Carl to read the stuff for his participation in that. And it is like fourth wall breaking. It's so great. I was screaming as I was driving and listening to it the first time. It's so great. So great.
It's very fun. And that's honestly, like, if you do choose to reread it, I would recommend rereading it in a different format because you do get something a little bit different each time you reread. Have we convinced anyone to listen to the Audible books who haven't listened yet?
Absolutely not. But I
tell us how you really feel.
I really don't want to listen to them. But real quick before we move on, I want to just ask you guys' opinion on something because we were talking about the AI, and I've been like, I think it's I don't know if it's really a theory or more of a theme at this point that he's exploring. But is the AI? Anybody else feel like we are the AI? Like the audience is the AI? Like that's what we're meant to be.
You think the AI is formed from the collective like implosion of
No, I'm not talking
humanity?
about. I'm not talking about it in story way. I mean, like as a representation. Like, is the AI representative of the audience as on a thematical scale?
On a meta level.
Because I find that's what I find very interesting is exploring the themes of this book and what Dinniman's trying to say.
That's
like,
interesting.
It's cool to talk about theories all day. I think that stuff's also interesting. But what I really find fascinating is like, what is Dinniman really getting at? What are the things he's trying to say? And whenever I read AI, a lot of the times, like whenever I'm reading things like the feet is the most glaring obvious example, but like the audience itself is representative of what the AI is, because thank you very much. I was fishing for that. But to me, the AI represents like not just the audience, like the audience is the audience as well, but like we're also, the AI itself is also an audience because it's participating in something that it is also, it's DMing basically. So just what do you guys think about that kind of possibility?
I think it's interesting because obviously the point of view is Carl, monologuing, how his experience is through it. But there's so many things that, again, I only knew it because of listening, but that gets read in the AI's voice, even talking about previous crawlers or stuff happening out in there. It's still narrated by the AI, basically, which makes me think that it's like, is the AI telling the story or is Carl telling the story? So that's just kind of what I inferred a bit from that, which tripped me out.
So is that the argument is like, is the AI an unreliable narrator then? Like this, what in the book is true and what isn't?
Everything up in this donut is true.
I would say that the descriptions are not necessarily trustworthy because, I mean, it's similar with, any of them going to one of the guilds or something like that and looking at stuff written by the AI. Like the AI doesn't get things right. And I think that's because personally, I think it's just Matt Dinniman's brain is what the AI is. And he's like, yeah, every time I do this, I go a little bit crazy. So I'm going to steadily get crazier each book.
Well, remember the AI is a hand-me-down AI that used to be running running an amusement park, And the only reason that I don't feel like it's us or the audience to what Andrew was talking about is just because of the history that the AI has been programmed with that it has of all the past crawls that's been kind of dribbled in here and there that we're getting more information about, all the cycles or seasons before this crawl, and like the history of the gods and stuff, where he'll say, especially as the books progress, he's like, it's a whole thing. I can tell you all about it, but you don't want to hear it right now. Like, you got to get to this. It's blah, blah, blah. It's all a bunch of other stuff,
Well, that to me sounds like, let's be honest.
But how much do we know about those other floors if people haven't, even if he knows a lot about all the previous crawls, we've been told multiple times that most people are out by a certain floor. So how do you even know what is or does or should happen on those other floors?
Well, that's the point though, too, because even the NPCs have pre-written memories and stories. So there's something that has to be in charge of all that. And that, in my opinion, the reason why the AI goes insane is because the AI is also taking all of that into account, like all of the backstories of all these random NPCs, all of these different character arcs, all of these different previous seasons of Crawler World. I think it's easy for something like that to be so lore driven and go crazy.
Yeah. Do you think there's a little bit of HAL 9000 in there where because there's
he's definitely influenced
so many competing different things, it's sort of well, how could that program not lead to insanity?
Well, every let's be honest, every psychotic robot is derivative of HAL. HAL is the precursor to all of
OG.
That. He's the OG crazy AI. They've explored it in everything, from the Star of Wars to the Star of Trek. They've explored this, but that doesn't make it any less interesting to explore again if you have something new to say, which I think this book does. This book has absolutely new things to say about that kind of argument.
Or as Corey says, the AI has rules. It's obliged to work within. There are rules, but motivation to find also loopholes.
Like a good DM.
We all have, we all have our limitations.
The
Wishmaster. Well,
that's. I have a question. Talking about character development, since Katya is going back to the surface, any chance B is showing up again?
It's a good question, and I would imagine that B shows up somewhere. But like, I would say she would show up, but she would show up like near Eris or Katya or something. I'm curious. Someone actually posed this question: how does Katya going to the kids zone? Does that affect the kinder facility? Does that affect Lucia Marr?
Right.
That's
Gonna be what the hell's going on with her?
I think if they somehow can get the 120,000 children stuck inside of Lucia Marr's head released, then Katya will be helping take care of them. But we need to find out what the fuck is going on with Lucia Marr and how she got in the dungeon to begin with.
I feel like Katya's gonna have I feel like Katya being up there is gonna help us unravel some of that, right?
Well, she's also she's going to lead. She's going to end up leading
with her
force of the revolution on the surface, because the surface required for the revolution to actually occur. There needs to be a ground force on the surface as well. So she's going to definitely be the general of that.
But we can't communicate with her because you can't communicate with anyone on the surface. So how will we?
We do know
they'll do their
that
own
Lucia Marr is being driven by people. Yeah, Lucia Marr can, and I think that's the loophole that we've got going on. Is I think Katya is going to somehow either take over Lucia Marr or something. I'm not really sure. I haven't read that far into the Patreon books because it's very hard to read on Patreon. But I have a feeling. I mean, the fact that Lucia Marr didn't take a deal at the end of that floor is a huge tell, because everybody was trying to get her to get out, and. She has so many kids in there. There's so many kids.
Dude. So, I just got to go back to your original question, Carrie, about will we see B show up? I don't think so. She was already on her way out of the system.
Yeah.
And now there's the full blown quarantine, nobody in, nobody out. So I can't see B showing back up, and also like.
We wrapped
he doesn't have a story yet left. Like she's
the only person who was like a function. She was a jerk. She was always a jerk. We told her to her face she was a jerk.
She was here for Carl.
Did anyone ever
character moment?
Right. Did anyone ever feel any kind of sadness when it felt like B didn't know that she was getting her picture taken with her ex?
No, because she was still fucking in the Bahamas with her ex.
No.
Yeah.
I know.
I'll be honest, I don't remember that. Can you just give me a quick...
So we find out that B went to the Bahamas, and her ex-boyfriend was there too. I guess it was like a big friend group. He thought Brad the Chad.
Brad the Chad 16.
I'm a god.
Is this when it was written from? She was like laying on the surface, like it was like a recap for her.
Yeah, I believe it's at the beginning of book 7, I believe.
Yeah, well, she got pulled into like a tunnel or whatever. Yeah, and they found out that like, the guy took the picture and she didn't know, whatever. But no, I didn't feel bad for her because she was still in the Bahamas with him and like sitting on his lap, and also like between the time that we like. But like, and Donut has multiple times. And Donut had multiple times, like since the whole B thing came out, like multiple times mentioned how like. She would be sleeping with other people behind his back when he was out of the house or whatever. You know what I mean?
There's at least
like, regardless of the fact that she didn't know that picture was being taken, like it was confirmed through Donut that like she absolutely was cheating on him, like with potentially multiple people for a long period of time. So like, no, I think she got off. It was really like easy.
It was her only other character trait.
I'm with James on this. I don't think I would be completely fine with B never coming back into anything again, because what's revealed in Bedlam Bride right before and after the Hydra fight, that shit is so unforgivable, like so beyond unforgivable that if she was to come back, it would be really, really bad. It'd be really bad. Like
but there's also. I do see potential. There's something there, I think, still with B. I don't know why, because whenever she left, I did feel like it felt like it was that moment, but I still feel like there's something unresolved. Maybe like it's because
she'd be like an easy wound point to push on still.
No, not really. Well, partially. I think more of that moment was for Donut than was for Carl. That was absolutely Donut's moment. And so I still don't feel, and even though Carl's very much like, I do think he's over it, but at the same time, he never had that cathartic moment with her, or at least a moment of like acceptance and forgiveness.
Let's
maybe
not forget
that's more what I'm looking at.
Carl was gonna find a new place, steal
Yeah.
donut,
Yeah.
possibly sell donut.
Carl was already
Yeah,
like
but-
gone.
Yeah, Carl was already checked
I don't
out.
think
Even if you're-
he would have sold donut. I
No.
don't think that
No.
would have
No.
I think it's a lie you
But
tell
anybody
yourself.
can tell you, anybody who's been in a relationship, either if you're the person leaving or if you're the person that was left, it's still hard no matter what. Even if you're ready to go and you go, it's still hard, and it's still, you have a process where you still need to grieve. And I think Carl still has, there's a potential that, I'm not saying that Dinniman needs to explore it, but there is potential there for him to explore that unresolved feeling.
And he never talks any shit about her ever.
No,
Never.
Ever.
He doesn't.
And speaking of unresolved feelings,
beautiful
what
part.
about Lee Na at the end? Like, she is
She's
crazy
so OP.
powerful.
Scary.
She is crazy powerful, and she just lost her one anchor. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
she's a complete glass cannon now, and it's
right, exactly. And you're like, where is she gonna land? Like, you know what I mean? Also, I was like laying in bed the other day, and there's a spider crawling across my ceiling, and just all of a sudden, I was like, oh my god, there's a spider in him still.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Oh,
Yep.
man,
And I
yeah,
was
you're
like,
right.
That's a thing still.
holy.
110%.
You still have the
that.
choice to release She Maria at any point or allow her to take over his body again.
Well,
So
they make a big deal about it. Like he's collecting doomsday weapons.
Quite a few.
yeah.
And like
Quite a
Does
few.
this just end with him just like blowing up the
Chekhov's
entire
gun.
galaxy?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, how many
Chekhov's
Chekhov's guns
arsenal.
does he? Yeah, how many does he have in his whole
Yeah.
loot?
And
The
I can't help but
title of
think,
the second
like,
book alone is a pretty big Chekhov's gun, I'd say.
Yeah.
So can we talk about that for like a second? It's
The Doomsday
Carl's
Scenario.
getting all of these different
Mega
upgrades.
powerful
He's-
things. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
But he's also getting these different skills, right? Like he's got his shield, all that stuff.
Bloom Wraith phase. Like,
Yeah.
Like when is he gonna when is he gonna learn teleportation, right? Or like slow time, and with that a scroll of teleportation,
Well,
right? Because like if you
Yeah.
slow time, he pulls it out, and then he lets it go and teleports.
I see
well,
what
there's
you're
always
getting at.
immortality again.
I see what you're getting at, because this is very much leaned into the video game aspect of it. What happens in a video game is, I mean, everybody here who plays video games knows you level up until the point where you become a god, and it's almost impossible to lose the game, and then it stops being interesting because you're just murking everybody. That's essentially what Carl's doing. He's leveling up to the point where, as James was getting at the end of this thing, he's going to be a god. He's going to be a god with several doomsday options at his disposal that he can unleash at any time. And what's
Donut
really
too.
fascinating is, and Donut
Oh,
too.
yeah.
And what's really fascinating is
Yeah.
how is Dinniman going to weave all these together in the end to have I believe he genuinely has like an ending in mind, because like this seems like too convoluted to
I
not
hope
be.
so.
Well, there was just I know that Katie, Aaron, Jefferson, and myself definitely read it. The Variety article that just came out recently with Dinniman.
I did not read that though.
There's an end game, so we're getting the next book in May, and then he said there's one more book, but it's going to be so big that he's like almost certain that it's going to be split into 2 books.
Yeah.
This is a George R.R. Martin situation.
No, he actually writes.
He's
them.
actually
he actually writes them.
He said that.
It's more of a Sanderson thing.
Okay, all right, that I believe.
He's not a Martin nor a Rothfuss.
Yeah, that's why he assumes it's going to be 10 books, because he's got this plotted out in his head. He's just got to, get it all.
And he
out.
said he's like 10 is going to be so big. Like book 9 is going to be smaller, or what's the next? What the next one is going to be shorter than the last few have been. But then he's like, the last one is going to be so big that it's going to be 2 big books.
He said that we're going to see all 18 floors. So
He did say that.
You did say that, which
Well,
I'm
we did.
very
That's already
interested in
a lie.
how
We
we're
didn't-
going to
we-
see them.
We missed an
That's
entire
why I love-
floor. That's
No, you saw 7.
We didn't miss
You went
it.
to 7.
It was just
and
only there
Tony
for a
broke it.
minute.
We saw it.
Yeah.
Listen,
I mean, if you want to split
Cascadia missed
hairs,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. No,
I don't want to
Cascadia
break
missed
glass
it.
here.
That's how we're going to see some of the other levels too. There's going to be, I don't know, some kind of skip or something, because there's no way you can get through Sheol alone.
yeah,
Like in a book. Sheol is literally hell.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
no
That's
one
a-
knows what goes on down there.
What if,
Nobody knows.
What if
Yeah.
Hell freezes over?
We've got the first draft of Parade of Horribles was 235,000 words, which puts
Hell
it
yeah.
slightly longer than Butcher's Masquerade. But the final version I turned in was like 195,000 words, and it grew to be about 200,000. It's still really long. The average book is 70,000 words.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know,
that's a long book.
Ooh.
Well,
Bring it.
when I'm on the
I'll take 'em.
audiobook,
Give me all the words. Give me all of
no,
them.
Yeah.
I'm on the audiobooks and it's like chapter 81. I'm like, 81?
I know.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy
Jesus,
to
I'm
me.
like- oh no.
Which is
No,
the
I
longest
appreciate
so
it. We
far?
always gobble it up.
Is
So-
Bedlam Bride the longest, or is it
Bedlam
Inevitable?
Bride. I think it's
I'd
Bedlam
assume.
Bride.
It's either Bedlam or Butcher, but it's looking like it's Bedlam.
I think
just
it's
from
Bedlam Bride.
eyeing it up.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah,
I love that book.
I'm lifting that one, and yeah, Butcher. Bedlam Bride
It
seems to be
feels the
heftier than Butcher's.
weightiest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can definitely
sure it
kill
is.
several small animals with it. That,
Hey,
that's
I'm gonna
how big it is.
Like the gerbils.
I'm gonna,
Yes, exactly.
I'm gonna throw this out there just so
Yeah.
there's like proof of me saying it at some point. I'm swinging all the way back to Carl being married. My theory with that has to do with the sepsis horror crown.
Yeah.
I think that there's something in the whole Naga thing that if you are able to defeat the entire like Sultan everything, that someone by default becomes like the husband of whatever Naga's still around or something. So that's
and
my
we know
thought.
they really need all that funding to go to their tourism. So you know,
and the fact that like he got that award when he was talking to whatever the guy's name was who was trying to get him to sign to take over.
Oh, the
I can't remember his
guy
name.
was trying
The
to
guy
have
he had
me-
no arms left. He was in that thing.
Yeah.
He was holding. They were getting all that information from him.
Yeah.
During that whole thing, I don't know. I feel like there's something there where you know some sort of weird default.
Yeah, like you're the last man standing, and so therefore you now inherited such and such with so and so.
Yeah.
Oh man.
God, that chapter, the chapter where he blows himself up is one of my favorite chapters of the entire series.
Kepri's endless table.
Oh, and he's coming to, and she's just stabbing him with multiple arms, screaming at him. You ruined everything.
Well, because she also stared into the eye on his chest. It's like, you know,
yeah, there's a lot, and I'm sure that we're gonna see like some things be answered in book 8, but I got a feeling that we're not gonna see everything answered until maybe book 10, if not the TV show.
What is going on with the strippers and their mom, the fairy that like Katya got tricked into killing by the husband?
Steel and Anaconda.
Like,
I hope they
what is
don't
happening
answer some
there?
questions like that. I don't want to know the answer.
They probably won't.
Yeah. I'm fine with no answer, like Lost. Fine, whatever. Sometimes you don't have to answer everything. Sometimes things just drop off. That's fine. I don't really care that much. I'm here for the ride for whatever it is.
As long as he doesn't pull a Dark Tower and at the very end is like, now you're entering the dungeon. You're on floor 1. Like,
Jefferson,
that would be
you
heinous.
Jefferson, you were my boy.
Just as an NPC.
Up until just now. Until just now. Now we are enemies. I'm joking.
Are you a Dark Tower stand?
You're a lovely boy, but no. Like,
This is what we do on the tutorial guild.
But I will,
we make
I
each
will
other
say,
enemies.
I will defend myself and say that the Dark Tower was my favorite epic up until I started reading Dungeon Crawler Carl, because with the Dark Tower, when I finished it, I didn't feel compelled to start it over again. I finished it and I was like exhausted. I was
To be fair,
I'm not
the
like that
author
with anything. I can't relate. I honestly can't relate unless it's a comfort food thing. Like I mentioned earlier, I love Star Trek. That's just I put that on the background. It's just I started over because it's my background noise. But I like the novelty. I don't want to reread something once I've read through it once. Like I don't. I just don't have that in me. I want something new. I want the new. Give me the new all the time.
Where's my Andrew sound? There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
That's my Andrew sound.
I recognize I'm the villain
is my
here.
comfort
I embrace it.
Yeah.
Hold me to your dark teat, oh Lord.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, the character development that's happened just on this stream of like we started out as friends, now we're enemies. Now Andrew's the villain.
No, like all good villains, I think all of you are great. I just think I'm right.
No, we're cut We're cut Andrew.
With Andrew
we might
saying,
have to stamp you out.
What a great death.
With Andrew saying, "Hold me to your dark teat, O Lord," that brings another thing I've been thinking of. Multiple characters use the exclamation by his left teat. Who is he? Who is he?
He, the prerogative, the universal
By his
he?
left tit. Yeah.
We are
by
all
his
me, I
left
guess.
by his left tit. Who is he?
The AI,
Tyrannus?
maybe?
No, I don't think
question.
it's the AI's left hit. It could the
Santa
eulogist.
Claus? I don't know. What are you
The
getting at, James?
The eulogist is the center system AI. Like it doesn't have tits.
But
I wonder.
I believe Dinniman has said in an interview that like it will be revealed who they
Oh,
Who
they
he
refer
is?
to.
He's gonna slip the
He
nip.
is.
But what if
So
the
I'm-
right?
I'm very interested in that because
Like
I'm
the-
just thinking I'm like
A
okay like
grandfather AI, maybe? I don't know.
Boss battle. It's the Crawlers versus Matt Dinniman.
That is
Just
exactly
like
Stephen
if they
King.
have a
Just like
phrase,
the
if they have a
Dark Tower.
phrase that is like if they have a phrase that they keep using, then it must
Mhm.
come from some like theology inside that world.
right
Yeah.
like but it's not even just that world because Mordecai
gets hit by a
uses it.
car.
Yeah. I meant the galaxy. The galaxy.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
universe has a total
Yeah.
in its
Oh,
totality.
yeah. I hadn't thought about that.
I'm
You
very
know,
happy I
doesn't-
just popped Jefferson.
He doesn't strike me as a cokehead alcoholic, so I think we're going to be
No.
okay.
But that would be really. I would just love it if Dinniman wrote himself in and said, "I'm here." That he's immediately hit by a car while he's walking down a
That'd
dirt
be so funny.
Write that into the next book.
Well, speaking of the end of things, my guys, we
Oh.
have done so much within just this hour and a half. But the last thing I really want to do is give everybody a chance to plug any of their shows, any of their projects coming up, anything that people can see you or support you in. And first off, we are going to start off with our good friend Andrew over here. No, Andrew goes here. Go to there. I'm fine. It's fine. We know how to do this. Nope. That's great. This is great. This is going really well.
Andrew's
Going
a
real
lot like
smooth.
Katie right now.
I know.
I'm just
There we
difficult
go.
all around. So I don't really have anything to plug. I'm not really doing anything that would require people to follow me or have any interest in me. But I do really like being a podcast guest, so maybe I'll do this more often. But yeah, I guess I would say Drew has a bar opening, so that Drew and Andrews always have to look out for other Andrews.
Way to represent, man.
So-
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
But I'm just glad I was here and I had a great time, and I just love talking about my special interests, and that way my wife and friends don't have to hear me talk about it all the time.
But you
Trust
did
me,
say
that's
you're
exactly why we
building
did
a
this.
cohorts of Andrews, right? So you can call out to all Andrews.
All
To join
Andrews,
you?
yes. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
well, we're trying to keep that underground. So
Oh,
I
my
don't want to
bad.
be too obvious about it, but
My bad.
if you're an Andrew, just look up Andrew and you'll know, and we'll connect.
Hit him up. Well, he's already been lauded for his new bar, but tell us a little bit about your bar, where we can find it.
Yeah, it's in beautiful, sunny Studio City, a mere walking distance away from Universal Studios Hollywood. It'll be called The Last Canteen. We will very hopefully be open by the end of April, and we very much hope that you'll come see us.
Absolutely.
Freaking awesome.
It's
Yeah.
so great. So
That
great.
sounds
Very cool.
amazing.
It's a dream
I have-
come true.
I have so many friends who are like definitely going to that bar.
Bring it. Come
I
on
think
in.
I know some people at the studio. Okay.
Yeah, for
That-
sure, for sure.
Yeah. Carrie, what can we see from you?
Oh well, I'm Carrie Karanen on most socials if you want to hang out or say anything. Most recently, I directed Luke Wilson as Bruce Wayne and Batman in The Bat Fam on Amazon, which is currently airing. And
wow.
I directed a bunch of the leads for Yakuza 3, Kiwami, and Dark Tides,
Oh, yeah.
which is an
Nice.
extension. And
I like the Yakuza games.
but I also direct Love and Deep Space for all the ladies out there.
Mm.
Hey,
Yeah, check out that game because it's spicy.
yeah, love something spicy. And then to our current host, James, where can people find you?
You can find me here on the Geekscape YouTube channel a couple times a week. In fact, you can catch me tomorrow with Katie talking about the news for Geekscape News. Or if you want a good podcast to listen to, check me out at the Monster Rally Podcast. We cover all monster movies and, have a good time, make some dick and fart jokes.
Yes. Well, quite a
James,
bit.
let's connect because I think we'd have a lot of fun together.
Yes, it's true. Aaron, my guy, where can people find you?
Well, on the socials, I go by Sanity Glitched on Threads and Insta and stuff like that. I should post more, but I just have a lot of food pictures and stuff like that. So I'm not really promoting anything. So I'm just going to encourage people to follow Jefferson's music because I am enthralled by it. His actual music and then also his Dungeon Crawler Carl music. So I'll promote him.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the good old Jefferson. Is there anything that we can tease for next month and any of the original songs? And where can people find you?
I am joining the modern world and starting to use TikTok, and TikTok is just going to be, for the most part, where I'm sharing parts of songs that are inspired by Dungeon Crawler Carl. So if you've been watching this and you want to either give me more ideas for Carl related songs, I think I'm going to call them spoiler songs, because that's kind of the deal.
Raoul needs a baby seal. I want that song.
Ooh, that would be a fun one.
You will not kowtow.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm on all that stuff. But if you are a crawler, you should follow me on the TikTok.
Yeah, do it before everything goes under. And I am Katie Hampton, aka Cascadia. Thank you so much for that name, James, because that was freaking hilarious.
That was a good
You can
one.
always find me via my agent, Jason Hilton at Posh Talent. He's not on the Epstein list. So if you're casting for Dungeon Crawler Carl, the TV show, that's me. Go talk to my agent. All right. Hooray. Thank you guys all so much for joining us here on the Tutorial Guild to geek out about Dungeon Crawler Carl. We, like many of you, have been talking about this nonstop, and our significant others are telling us to stop. And you know what? We're not going to stop. We'll tell you when we're coming back in the next month. But for now, thanks so much for watching, and hit that like and subscribe button. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye.